welcome to the new season of Thanatos. I think we can call this the first season. As you can see, the studio has been completely revamped. All of the faces of my guests have been revamped. I feel like I'm sort of in a spacey brothel kind of thing. I think the red lights really bring out everybody's. I got nothing.
Just do it.
God damn it!
Right into the hardest corner. Spacey brothel. Shit.
As always, the sponsor for this season is Kiro, the best sex tech around. Buy it, use it, and
Don't forget to
masturbate.
Shit, I missed it. Don't forget to masturbate.
We were doing sex noises.
That was not rehearsed.
Yeah. Stop! Get your foot out of there.
Could you really quickly reintroduce yourself to the people at home? Tell us who you are, and just quickly what character you will be playing today. Let's start here.
Hi, I'm Jess. I'm here. I'm playing Mr. Quinn. It's gonna be rad.
Thanks, Jess. Hi, I'm Matt Shaw. I'm a podcaster and comedian from Australia. I don't know how I ended up here. I'm going to be playing Kylie, a woman with no, it's man.
Just be a woman, man.
No. I will not be the fairer sex.
Next, Theo.
Hi, my name's Teo, and I was born in a spacey brothel.
God damn it.
I'm going to be playing Quantum, a mother of four, with a spacey brothely past.
My name is Molly, and I am gonna be Ava Law. Yeah, which is cool.
So for everybody who's watched a former episode, we've changed a few things around. The rules are slightly different now. The sessions are going to be a little shorter, but most excitingly, it's going to be a season. So we're going to play 8 episodes that all tie together as one big story. Taylor's going to be here for every session. So am I, and then you will be moving in and out of it a little bit. So that's a good way to kill off some characters and create some spectacular moments as we go.
He's writing spacey brothel in his book.
You can't, the main focus of this episode is now going to be an off-screen joke.
Oh, no. It's going to be my backstory. It's going to be...
All right.
The kids are going to be at the spacey...
You're leaving your kids at
a space...
All right. That's fine. In the future,
Details.
everything is different.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Sex positive. Yeah.
Educational.
So let me just quickly do a reintroduction of the world and of the situation the world is in now, and then we'll get started. We are, as always, on the planet of Thanatos in the city of Tachyon. Tachyon is the biggest city on this planet. It's been created by bombing the planet, creating this huge crater, and inside of this crater is the city of Tachyon. The higher up in the crater you live, the better you're off. The richest people live on the top and literally look down on the rest of the city. And the people all the way down in the middle of the crater live in the slums, have no funds, no power whatsoever. And in Tachyon and the world of Thanatos, there are a few races. There's the humans. The humans usually have the most of the power. Doesn't mean that if you're a human, you're powerful, but if you're powerful, you're definitely human. Mm-hmm. There's the clones. Clones are created by humans usually, for example, to do hard labor. They're the ones that, for example, work the crater when a new city is being created. Then there's the cybernetics, which are completely robotic beings. Some are extremely smart, are sentient, can be these very complex AIs, and others are just sort of simple worker drones, with who can barely be called sentient. And then there's the cyborgs, which is a mix between anything cybernetic and organic. Right now, the city of Tachyon is in a very, very strange place. After years of sort of mysterious cases and isolated incidents that have been sort of echoing through the universe, a disease has come down on the city of Tachyon. Well, it's not in the city yet, but it's spreading over the surface of Thanatos, and it's getting to Tachyon fast. The disease is called the Nox, N-O-X, and it's spreading from the jungle. Nobody really knows exactly the root or the origin of this disease, but they know that it's going to hit Tachyon, the city itself, in about a week. So there's approximately 7 days left, but it's been raging through the jungle for about a month now. People have been, there have been a lot of rumors about where it's come from. Some people say a ship carrying the disease crashed on the surface and it spread from there. Others say some sort of mysterious source in the forest created it, but nobody's really sure. There's just a lot of stories and a lot of paranoia. That means that anything above, all the upper rings in the city have been hermetically sealed off. Anybody in the slums is completely fucked. You can't get out, you can't get in, but if you're there, the disease is gonna hit you. The people in the upper rings have started leaving the planet, so ships have been just taking off, and people have, the rich bring maybe their servants or their workforce, and that's it, and they're leaving the rest of the people to rot. And what this disease does is it completely destroys any sort of lust for life or any sort of libido or energy you might have. So people that are hit by it become almost sort of catatonic. They have all of their serotonin and dopamine is completely drained from them. Sex drive completely disappears.
So they're severely depressed.
Yes.
Sad.
Usually cities that, what you've heard is that usually places that are hit by it survive for a little while, but then after a while it just fizzles out because people stop procreating. People, it's not only that people don't want to, but humans become sterile, so they can't have kids anymore. And the disease is focused on humans. So cybernetics, for example, aren't affected as much, and a lot of clones are also immune. But because humans hold so much of the power in the city, they're sort of dragging everybody down with them. So the city is now in this sort of crazy state in which the middle of the city is completely sealed off, but in that middle, things are going absolutely crazy. It's been called, this month has been called the release. And it's sort of become this hedonistic frenzy in which everybody just does everything they ever thought they still wanted to do before, they lose every appetite to ever do anything again. So that means people are indulging in virtual reality porn just on every corner of the street. Drugs are everywhere. You can just you can get a drug. You can get a drug. Could I have 4 marijuanas, please?
Have you tried drugs?
Yes, 2 drugs. How many drugs to feel good?
I'm 18. I require a drug.
You can get drugs as easy as you can get a beer. It's like Amsterdam. And anybody.
This could be because you have connections to people with drugs, but if everyone can get drugs, will that not affect her?
Yeah, I mean, you have contacts with suppliers
drugs.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
She
The
gets
good shit.
name brand drugs.
Yeah.
You just take drug.
Yeah.
It says it on the label, drug.
Yeah.
Drug. It's one massive pill in a bowl.
Yeah.
Crush it, sniff it, do whatever you want.
So people are responding to it in a lot of different ways. For example, there are people that cyborgs, for example, or humans that have some cyborg parts are starting to convert themselves to be as cybernetic as possible to sort of try to prevent, in the hope that the disease won't hit them because they've sort of replaced their human parts with cybernetic parts. So that means that sex technology and stuff is just flying off the shelves. Everybody's just replacing anything they can on their bodies. And sort of the people that are not going to be hit by the disease, so clones, cybernetics, and some cyborgs, they are sort of often just trying to gain something out of the situation because the humans have often suppressed them, and now they sort of feel it's their time. but they're also just sort of like riding the wave because there's no way to go, and it's like a month, like it's been a month long, just crazy sort of festival. And in a weird way, it's also bringing people closer together, especially amongst humans. Like the squabbling is sort of starting to evaporate a little bit because everybody realizes that we might have our differences, but in a week we might as well all be dead. So there's this sort of strange way that this disease is also sort of slowly starting to bring people together. And intimacy and sort of and sexuality has become like this key part in this process. Like people, especially the fact that people are almost becoming sterile, and the fact that they'll never be able to enjoy intimacy again has sort of driven people to try out new things. Getting all emotional.
Some drug.
do a drug or two. So that's the situation this city is in right now. It's seen better days. The four of you, are in a small apartment. An apartment on the Red Ring. The Red Ring is the ring that separates the upper class from the lower class, and the Red Ring is the one ring that everybody has access to from both sides, and is where all the entertainment, all the sex industry, all the drugs, like it's sort of the party district, and this is where the release, or this sort of grand hedonistic frenzy has focused for the biggest part. And you, being the people you are, have decided that for the last week for you probably the last week of your life, and for you guys maybe the last week that you'll ever be able to have any fun, because afterwards you'll be living in a city that's filled with nearly dead people.
Yeah.
You've decided that it would be a good idea to save up all the money you had, and you decided to rent an apartment for 1 week. It's like your Airbnb, it's like your party place, and this is your base for this week. And we start out in the morning, the crack of fucking dawn, I mean that means noon. And you are all waking up from the biggest bender ever, and another one's going to be coming tonight. So tell me a little bit about what your character looks like. Like, where in the apartment do we find your characters?
Well, we probably were fucking for that long. I mean, probably.
Yeah. When she says we were fucking, I was getting fucked.
Yes. I have a mechanical penis. So,
Yeah. And it never
really
stops.
helps.
Like ever. Like it just keeps going. Like even when I was asleep, it was blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Aggressive.
You know what I'm saying? So
I know
yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Like that cock that never ends, you know?
You called?
Darn, darn, darn. Yeah.
Where do we find you?
I'm hanging by my arm off a fan. And I'm just completely out cold, but it's just slow rotation. And I'm just spinning around. And I've got like a new tattoo just like all over my neck. It says Spacey Bro. Spacey Brothel. And I'll just keep saying it as I sleep.
The Spacey brothel is actually like one of the smallest and dodgiest brothels, but it's right around the corner of your apartment.
Yeah, I'm just saying it as I spin around on this fan.
Because you remembered you left your kids there, and you should get back.
Fuck those kids.
Yeah, where are your kids?
Fucking those other kids.
You did the tattoo to remind yourself.
Where is Ava?
I woke up in the other room with some gross man and lots of regrets. And and I no, because I'm a human. This is hard for me. You can't help harder. So I see him and then I just cry a little bit. Crying a little bit because.
I cried all night. I was getting pounded by a mechanical
Yeah,
cock.
happy tears.
You love it.
Yeah, so what was last night? What did you do?
We went out. We got lit.
We started at the Spacey brothel.
We started at the Spacey
Yeah,
brothel.
we started there.
Yeah.
And went
Start
hard.
End at a Spacey brothel. That's
I'm
beginning.
Pub crawl.
I'm very shy, so I just sort of stayed in the corner. I like to watch, you know.
And I have VIP membership because I'm often at the brothels.
All right, yeah.
And I'm trying to have sex as much as I can at the moment because I might lose my libido. So I was like, that's all fuck. Not each other, well, you two did. But, you know, it was a
We don't even fuck for pleasure. It's just like, it's just the way we sleep. Like, you know what I mean? I can't get comfortable unless I'm getting railed.
It's cozy.
It's like, do you know that, you know when like they do the massage thing and like they do the drrrr, like on the back, it's like that, but like, I mean, it helps you relax. I'm like,
you're almost numb to it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hear this continuous sound like.
Yeah, it's us too.
Yeah, and through that noise, you hear a loud knock on the front door of the apartment.
I retract my penis.
And you hear a mechanical voice from outside. It says, "Hello, hello, hello," duk 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 duk, and it knocks again. Hello. Message. Hello.
Annoying.
I walk up and open the door.
Hello. I am Knockbot. Message. Hello. And you see this. It's this makeshift sort of droid. It has a very thin upper body, but it's like its lower body. It's got these huge, thick, muscular legs that it can obviously run really fast with. Give me a mind roll. So D12. Add your mind. First roll of the campaign.
Woo!
Spacey brothel.
9.
Plus your mind.
That will be 4.
Right. So 9 plus 4 is
21.
Way above his pay grade.
What?
13.
30.
yes, good.
30.
So it's the number on your hat,
30.
and then with the 1.
31.
So with a 13, you know what this is. It's these are messenger droids. They're called knockbots. Precisely for this, like they run up to a door, knock, hand over a message, and run off. So he says, "Knockbot has a message," and he takes out this small sort of metal ring and he hands it to you. Message.
I take it.
Hands over. He says, "Bye," and he jolts off. And this is like it's a communication device. You've seen it before. They like project holograms and yeah.
I play the message.
Are you all here for this?
Yeah. Quantum, what
we
you got
come
there?
out because like I'm very scared of knockbot because I don't like, you know, like people knock on my door and I'm like, oh, like I don't like it.
Yeah, because there's a different sound to the knocking that you get from the back.
Yeah.
So you just
Absolutely. I come out walking a bit funny though. Like, I'm like, even though I didn't feel it, like it still did damage. You know what I mean? Long-lasting damage.
Jeez.
But yeah, we're all here to watch it. Yes.
All right. It's a small ring, and when you put it down, there's a button you can press, and in the middle, this like small hologram opens up, and it's a woman. She has blonde hair, up to her down to her shoulders. She's got these like bright blue, like crazy blue eyes, and she's wearing this white, completely white suit, and she introduced herself, and she says, "My name is Vinka Bixnum. It's very nice to meet you. I would like to invite you. I have, let's say, an opportunity of the highest order. I'm not sure exactly who this message will be reaching as I'm sending it out to multiple parties, but if my information is correct, you seem like a group of people with a set of skills that I might be able to use." She says, "I work for the TPF, the Tachyon Philanthropic Front." She doesn't stutter. That was me. TPF. Tachyon
Philanthropic.
Well, it's the fucking word.
He's
Philanthropic.
glitching.
Do you mean philanthropic? Like
Philanthropic.
like philanthropy?
Yeah, philanthropy.
Right,
So what's
philanthropic.
That's
Yeah.
that's not what
That
it is.
that is how you say it.
So that what she said. And all of you give me a mind roll. So add your mind to it.
11.
11.
10 plus 3 is 13.
Well, I know
boyfriend's
math.
so
I just want
smart.
that known.
4 plus 3, 7.
Right. You're can all roll at the same time. It's fine.
It's 13.
13.
Oh, look at you. You can
So-
count.
Oh my! I know math.
Yeah. So only you haven't really heard of them. The TPF it's like this. There are a lot of huge corporations in Tachyon, and they more or less control everything. And ever since and they're all like they're always warring, and they're sort of fighting over power and fighting over certain districts. But since the Nox has landed on the planet, they've sort of created this enormous front. Like they've sort of banded together to find, I don't know, a solution to the problem. But they're also the people that are like investing all the money in letting the rich people leave the planet while screwing everybody else over. So in the upper rings, they have they're very high in regard. But in the slums where most people live, they're seen as this sort of big evil corporation that just controls everything now without even being challenged by anyone.
So I would consider them capitalist cunts.
They are the absolute worst.
Right, good to know.
Yeah. And she invites you. She says, "We would like you to attend a very exclusive meeting at the Lustcraft headquarters." And as you look at the time on your watch, sure. You have 1.5 hours before the meeting starts, and she says, "I assure you that being at this meeting will present you with an opportunity of a lifetime." And the thing closes down, and
Thanks, Knockbot.
you hear like somewhere in the distance. You're, "No thanks. Don't worry about it. Don't mention it. Bye." And you all, like you see in your sort of internal, like everybody has this sort of internal visor, and you see like that you have been granted access temporarily to the upper rim, where this office is, or the Lustcraft office is. So yeah, that's the information you get right now.
Sweet. Are we gonna go?
What do you think, my love?
You two need to get dressed. The fact you stood there naked, still inside him, which is ridiculous. Just
I retracted my penis.
Yeah, I didn't even have a penis.
Yeah.
you're a clone. You really should have a piece.
No, man, I got rid of it. I sold it. Traded it in for cigarettes,
I saw you hack it off with like a ruler.
You know how it is.
So I used to be a mannequin, so my body is all made up of screens, so I can change my appearance whenever I like. So then I just put on some clothes, so get rid of my really sexy abs that I projected onto.
Yeah, you never really get dressed. You just project. Yeah.
Special's always my perfect man.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little wide-shouldered tonight.
Yeah. Old woman.
Yeah,
can
whatever
be
you want.
Look.
I come with this weird alien face.
Oh my god, Wesley Snipes?
Who?
Do you not know who Wesley Snipes is? The sniper monster from Sniper X 5? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
From outside, you hear like the roaring of the city, because it's been like it's 24/7 now. It doesn't matter if it's day or night. People are just partying nonstop.
Woo.
The door is still like open a little bit. You see just like hordes of people passing. People are yelling and screaming and drinking. So that's sort of the situation that's right outside your door. That's why you chose the red ring for your apartment, obviously.
Do we want to go out and party, or should we make our way to this meeting?
You should probably go get changed.
Well, if we go to this meeting, I will be safer, right?
You'll be in the bubble.
Yeah, I mean,
You were fine
the upper rim is the safest place there is.
Yeah, so I want to go, so I think we should go.
Wow. If that's what you think.
Yeah.
We all get
I
ready.
think-
Yeah.
Yeah.
For my life, that's important, so we're going to go.
Okay.
What are you doing with the guy? Because he's still there. Didn't kick him out. That guy you had sex with just sat there
He's like, can I come?
Can I come? Hey.
There's not enough microphones.
Hey,
He gets up and he like walks into the room, and he's got this long scruffy beard, and he's just like, "Hey babe, We'll go another round.
Oh.
Do you want me to punch him for you?
Yeah.
Okay, roll.
Punch him. I attempt to punch him out of the door, in the direction of the door.
Out of the door.
Add power?
Yeah, add power.
7.
He just woke up. 7 will. I mean, you managed to hit him.
Okay.
Good.
I whack him sort of like in the direction of the door.
You don't want to do him damage. You just want to
just push aggressively.
So he's like barely got his boxers on, and you whack him, and he just sort of like he flies sort of through the door, and you see him immediately sort of gets eaten up by the crowd, just like no. My wallet's still in there.
Babe, I got your wallet.
Thank you so much.
All right, so you make your way outside. Everybody gets dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like when you're standing on the sort of the stairs or whatever to your apartment, you can see like the masses are. It's just. I mean, you've gotten used to it a little bit, but you never really get used to it. Just constant madness. People are pouring in and out of every building you can see. Like people are on the street just selling, like there are a lot of stands like selling booze or selling drugs, selling food. People are dancing. There are like entire stands that are just like have screens everywhere, just so porn nonstop. It's Sodom and Gomorrah.
What does that mean?
Maybe that's a Dutch expression.
Fun time.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's a fun time for all.
Okay.
You know what way to go. You have to make your way like to the end of the street, and then it's like another 2-mile walk to the edge of the ring, and from there there's public transport that can take you to wherever you need to go. But for that, you need to make your way through the crowd first, and as you've sort of learned to sort of walk, make your way through the crowds a little bit. And at some point, you see something that you've seen quite a few times in the last few weeks, and it's pretty disturbing. There's a crowd gathered around a single person, and she's standing on top of this small sort of makeshift pedestal, and she has long brown hair, and she has sort of like a pretty elegant face, but it's very we call it very
gone.
Yeah, right. It's like she hasn't eaten in days. Yeah. And on her back, she's wearing this huge metal circle with a cross through it. And she's wearing it on her back on metal chains, and the chains are like cutting into her skin, and blood is just sort of pouring from the sides where it's sort of cutting into her flesh. And she is she's preaching. And you know what this movement is. She is part of a group that calls themselves the Nocturnals, and they are a sort of they're a religious movement that preach that the Nox, that the disease is actually a blessing, and that it's something sent down by their God. And you see her standing on the pedestal, and she's like, "The Lord has finally blessed us with his reckoning. The time is nigh." And as you pass it, she points to one of you. She points to you, Ava, and she says, "Ma'am, what have you done to win Dolores a favor lately, ma'am?"
Well, firstly, fuck this bitch. Who does she think she is, getting all the attention? You know, for all this blood on her and that, it's just annoying. Like,
Jesus. Do you not want to be saved, ma'am?
Well, what are you offering?
Drug?
I'm offering eternal salvation, ma'am.
And how do I get that?
Join us.
And what does that entail?
Worship the Lord, the only true God. I have a flyer.
Nah, I'm alright. I'm alright. I don't need that.
But child, you will burn, you will die. All life force will drain from your body. Is that what you want?
I think she's trying to look to get her
right, go
brains
on, let me
fucked out.
have a look at the flyer. I'll take the flyer and I'll have a look at it.
She hands you a piece of paper.
I'm not really into it.
Could you take that flyer?
Go on, let's have a look.
It says more or less what she said before. It gives the address of a church where you can attend a sermon for their church. It's in the Red Ring. Yeah, it's on the Red Ring. It's one of their churches. And these give me another mind roll.
Okay.
3
plus
3, 6.
6. Yeah, the only thing you know is that they've grown in the last few weeks. They've grown explosively because they were like this really fringe group before, and now they've sort of like the impending doom has really helped their cause.
I don't think I think that I'm gonna think all this God stuff is bullshit, and I just want to go to this meeting and get out of here. So
I don't want to be that person, but I was in a cult formerly.
Right.
I just want to say, not to be like that cult that calls out other cults, but I heard that cult eat booty holes on the regular. So
exactly, yeah.
They do that at least twice a day. So
eating ass is great. What's wrong with eating ass?
No. I'm not talking about humans' asses or cybernetics asses or androids' asses or cyborg asses. I'm talking about fleoid asses. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
What's a fleoid?
Oh, you don't know about them fleoids? Them motherfuckers is crazy. So we're in the crater. Those are some outer crater motherfuckers. You know what I'm talking about?
Fleoids.
The green motherfuckers.
Writing down.
Green motherfuckers.
Make up fleoids.
FLEEOID. Biatch. Them motherfuckers is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
How are you feeling about this encounter?
I'm just standing close by in case you need me to punch anyone, but I'm not going to do anything unless you tell me to.
Okay.
We got that
don't
understanding.
need it right now, but thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So I need it right now, but
I flex my muscles that don't exist.
Oh, I'm hiding. As soon as this woman speaks to Ava, I'm gone. I don't want anyone to see me.
Right. Okay.
I'm hiding,
Why?
just looking at people's pockets and seeing if there's anything of value, but it's just a lot of condoms and lube and that.
Right. She talks a little bit to you. She's like, and you, muscular friend, how would you feel about living in a world with no love, no lust, no life, no punchy, please?
there she goes.
You punch her?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, she's looking at you a lot.
Oh, the 15.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a hit. You get to roll damage for that.
Whoa!
Somebody's going.
And this
buried
woman's
this
pretty weak already,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, she looks like shit.
Yeah.
7.
All right.
Just that circle on top of her.
Whew, let me check.
I'm like shaking.
Yeah. All right. You knock her out cold. So like she leans towards you and you smash her right in the face, and like you can hear the clanging of the metal circle she has on her back, and her body sort of like crashes down on it, and everybody around you just goes.
I just walk off.
A few of the people actually get really angry.
That's fine.
Like a few of these sort of like scrawny looking dudes walk up to you like. Who the fuck you think you are?
I'm just walking away.
It's like she's her savior, like, you know.
I'm walking away unless they stop me.
They don't stop you. They just yell shit at you.
Okay, I ignore them.
And you see like the crowd of people like they really dive on this woman and they sort of like they sit her up and somebody brings her water. All right, one encounter, one down.
I think that was unnecessary, but.
We can talk about this later.
She deserved it with her fleoid eating.
All right. You make your way through the street a little bit further, and you see that two what can only be upper rimmers are in the street. Yeah, I thought.
Sorry. It's the Sorry, that was funny.
These are like you are comedians. I thought
so
you could.
funny.
I thought they could hear the word rimmer once.
You said it twice now.
Yeah. Come on. Focus, guys. Be professional, for Christ's sake.
And you see two people, and they're like way like the way they're dressed is way too nice for these parts of town. And they seem out of place, but they also don't seem very happy that they're here, because they're backed up into a corner by 6 people who are just standing around them, and they're like throwing their empty bottles at him. They're screaming obscenities at him. And you see these 2 people are just like sort of cowering away against the wall. And they're like, please, we don't have any money left. Why do you think we're here? And they're like, give us your money, we know you have it. That's like sort of the discussion that's going on. And you pass this scene. Is there anything you want to do?
I scream, hey! You leave those upper rimmers alone. They're having a shitty day. Being an upper rimmer down here is in bad taste, but they know a lot about bad taste because they like their food tossed.
3 of them turn around and they're like, shouldn't you get home to your kids or something, mommy?
I came here to do drug and kick ass, and I'm all out of drug.
Brilliant.
So I just let my arms loose wide, and then nanites start spraying out of my hands, and they go towards them.
Right. Okay. So for we did the character creation. So quickly tell everybody like what your skills are. Like what does this do? What's your way of attacking?
All right. So this would be a targeted attack. So this is not going to be a general, it's just going to hit him. It's going to go for specific points on the human body. Right. Because she's a scientist, and especially her body parts. She's a engineer trying to be in a cyborg. She's attacking tendons on them, so they're not going to be dead, but they will collapse immediately. So going after Achilles tendons, going after the spinal cord, literally just evaporate.
And you're using nanobots, right? So really tiny robots, sort of like this swarm.
It just looks like my hands have let out this black spray that dissipates into nothing, but then you can see it.
Right.
Do they live in your skin?
Yeah.
Gross.
In your body, ears, eyes, rims.
All right. You can attack. So roll a d6 for me. Let's see how many of these you get to attack for this.
Ooh.
You got a 6?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Roll a d12, and so tell me exactly what are you trying to attack? What are you trying to do?
Just for the I'm just gonna go for Achilles tendons on all of the people this time.
All right. So. Then give me a roll just straight up d12, and add your mind to it.
4.
That's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that won't do. So these things fly out of your body, and you can see they're mortified at first, but then they just sort of swarm around him, and they just stand there doing nothing.
Yeah, you fucking lucky I didn't turn these shits on.
And 3 of them charge you, so we are going to roll for combat. So every one of you, roll a d12 and add your speed.
11.
I can do it all at the same time. What? Yeah, 11?
Yeah.
16.
16.
Ooh.
14.
14.
10 and 1, 11.
10 and 1, 11. Okay. I'm going to roll for these dudes. All right. Then first up is Kylie. What do you want to do? 3 of these guys are charging at you. The other guys are still sort of attacking these 2 upper rimmers.
So I don't ever face people head on, especially not upper rimmers. I like to come at them from behind, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm hiding. They don't even know that I'm there. They think it's 3-on-3. They weren't expecting silence from the back.
Right.
That's all you hear. The silenced pistol. I let off a round. Tell me what happens.
Okay, so you wanna shoot one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me a roll for that. So roll your d12 and add your in your case your speed.
12.
Okay, that will definitely do. Now roll for damage.
Is that D12 or D6?
It says next to your weapon.
It says D6.
Yeah, and then you can add your speed to this as well.
I've got 9.
All right, you take one out. So tell me how you take him down.
He's running towards with his mouth open, and the bullet goes through his mouth and back out the other side of his head. And like as it comes out the back of the head, it's in like all parts, and he just falls like face first, just like onto the ground.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you take one out. Not bad. Then next up is yeah, we're gonna skip you for now because you had your. No, we're not actually. Quantum, you're up again.
I send my nanobots after their eyes this time.
Their eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me another D6.
Do I roll it into the...
Yeah, you roll it into
You
the
missed.
Yeah.
Just checking.
It's better this time.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a D12.
2.
That's 2 plus 4, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that won't do.
God dang it!
So they're like all of these bots just like fly into their face. They're just like, oh, fuck you, fuck
Yeah,
this.
if I turn these on, this shit's wild. You
Like-
fucking lucky.
Like there's a crowd is starting to form to see all of these flies just sort of like swarming around with no apparent effect.
This is the nuts.
One of the guys that's one of the guys running, and he sees like his friend just drop to the ground, which enrages him even more, and he's charging into the first person he sees. I'm gonna roll that at random for now, and it's going to be Mr. Quinn.
Oh.
He charges your way, and he has no weapon in his hand. He's just like coming at you, just wailing, and just tries to punch you in the face. What's your shield?
10.
Yeah, that won't hit. So he just he comes running at you and just
Bounces
sort of
off my
bounces off your muscle, and he just sort of takes 2 steps back. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking rip your eyes out." If you have any, I can't really see through all the screens. Next up is Ava.
Yo. Right,
Yo.
Let's get it.
right, I'm gonna
Get money.
do like a really dramatic pose.
Right.
And then I'm gonna pull out my pendant.
Do you
And
make
I'm
that
gonna
noise as
start
well?
he's gonna look at me, I'm gonna
Right.
get my pendant out. And I'm gonna
Is this
hypnotize
is
him.
this the same guy that was charging at?
Yes, that
yeah,
one.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I idolize you.
Oh right.
I got-
Yeah. Save that woman.
Man.
Robot.
I'm a
So
robot
what-
man.
Whatever, you
Cybernetic.
can be whatever,
However.
you know.
Yeah.
There's no genders.
No,
Exactly.
I'm genderless.
It's the future.
Optional penis.
Oh, shit.
Perfect.
Yes,
Okay.
you do.
So
Go
yeah,
for
I'm
it.
gonna try and hypnotize
Yeah.
him.
So how does that work? We wrote that down, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, go for it.
D12 was it?
I
Sorry.
think.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it says it
D12
there.
and then yeah. 9 plus
Your social, yeah.
13.
13. Yeah, that will do.
Yeah.
Good job.
So he's hypnotized.
Yeah. So this was the trying to make someone your friend, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna be very charming. I'm gonna be like, what do I want to do?
Would you like a packet of crisps? Is that what it is?
Well, he stops charging, and
Yeah.
he looks at you
Fully.
and he says, "So nice to see you. Why were we even? Who are? So nice to see you." And he just
Hiya.
comes wandering your way.
Yeah. I'll be like, hiya, you alright?
Hmm.
I want you
Right.
to
Yes. Mm-hmm. Tell me.
rim that other guy.
What?
You want me to what? You want me to what?
But I want you to rim that other guy.
I don't think he's really up for that.
Why not?
He's beating somebody up.
And then they come out of the hypnotism and then they're embarrassed. And that is our revenge.
But you've only hypnotized the one guy.
It's only emotional shit. Was I gay for a second? What does this mean? What do I feel?
Exactly.
All right, so you're trying to convince him to rim this guy.
Yeah.
All right. He says.
Oh, I didn't think about how the other guy.
Are
Yeah. Consent.
Are you-
Man.
He says, "Are you sure? I'm okay. I'm going."
The other guy's getting rimmed. He's got nothing to complain about.
Wait, have you let him go or not?
Yeah, he's on his way.
Wait, no. I mean, not let him go there. Has she let him out of the trance? Or
No, he's still in the trance, but he's
Oh, I
made...
thought you just went, that's the revenge. And just let him go.
No, he's still in it.
Okay.
But like, I think he's gonna snap out of it. Like he's walking up.
Mid-rim.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
He's walking up to his
Oh.
friend, and he's looking at you like,
You part in the cheeks.
and he starts pulling the guy's pants down.
Yeah.
And he turns around and just like he's not really sure what's going on. He just swats him
Yeah.
away, and like he's still yelling at the other guys, and then he pulls it down again.
As he's
and the guy
looking.
turns out, the guy turns around, and he just punches him straight in the face.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
That's what I wanted.
That's a 1 though. So
The guy misses and he gets rimmed.
he definitely misses, and he trips, falls, and the guy goes for it, I guess.
Yeah, he does.
So he's sort of climbing on top of him, and he's sort of like clamping the butt cheeks, and the guy's sort of like crawling away from him.
Oh, we can't let this happen.
I'll take a picture and then we all leave.
I'm just like, let's
Get
get out
that
of there
on,
now, guys. We did what we needed to do.
Hey,
now
one
we
guy's
can
dead.
get
Yeah,
out.
there's still-
One guy's dead. One guy's getting rimmed on the floor. 2 other guys rimming him. We can just leave.
Yeah,
There's
we
no
don't need to
fighting.
be here
There's
anymore.
no fighting. We can just leave. You don't need to pull a sword or anything. Just fucking walk
We've
off. Just
got
like,
somewhere to be.
just walk through the crowd like, I
There's
don't
still
know, those
one.
guys.
There's still one guy left.
Wait, I thought it was 3.
Yeah, but the guy that was getting rimmed was the guy who was pissing off the upper rimmers. Shit and stuff.
While he was getting rimmed, the other rimmers went into position.
We've made this game so difficult. So there's still one guy left. But
I don't want to
I
be
look
here.
at him. I look at this.
it's
final
actually
guy.
his turn now as well. So he's going to attack someone, and it's going to be Quantum.
Yeah.
Come on,
I was
baby.
hoping it was.
Yeah.
It hits me in the face, and I grab onto his collar while he's doing it and go, "Look, you can either fight me or stop your friend getting rimmed, but you can't do both.
He's got
I'm a lick ahead of you,
He rolled.
and your friend's a lick ahead of him."
He rolled a 1, so he sort of stumbles into you, and he stumbles into your arms. So let's say you give him this speech. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go with punching you. But this was his turn, so you have him.
Here's the thing, buddy. I like to go for the back. And then I get my knife out, stab him in the
It's not your turn, though. It's his.
Son of a. Oh, wait. Can I on my turn throw something to him?
Yes.
Okay, I throw my knife.
No, but it's his turn.
My
So you can
turn.
only throw on your turn, which
Can
is...
I've already got a knife, bro.
which
No
is-
dramas.
I was gonna make like a cool thing where I throw it and you like alley-oop it. So like I throw it up to you in the air and you grab it and stab it in his back. But you guys just use your knife.
You do you.
You do you. Would you fucking walk up like a pleb? Fucking flea.
Kylie, what do you want to do?
Did I not get a go this turn?
Didn't you?
No,
The guy's still getting rimmed.
it's fine.
I thought you were... Oh, no, the guy just bounced off of you. That's right, you're
Yeah.
right. You're up. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, so I
Yeah, you're
I
right.
don't even make the speech or.
No, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
then afterwards, I'm like, this guy was staring at me, but now he's getting fucking rimming some guy, and I was like, so I was like, I go up to Kylie and I'm like, babe, like, you seem like stressed. I'll just stand and like look after you, you know? It's all right. Like, I'll just like protect you, okay? Oh, manly. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna stand and protect you in case anyone comes up to you.
What about this guy, though?
I don't care about him. We're not mates. I mean, Quantum. Me and Quantum don't know each other.
So you're protecting him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see the ruffling in the background. Really? Nobody's gonna help me? Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. You guys, you just gonna stand there? Nobody?
Kylie, you're up.
For once in my life, I feel like I need to man up and take control of the situation. And I've never been a man before, and I've always felt inadequate due to my lack of a penis.
This is a long speech, man. I'm gonna attack right now.
So I break away. I'm like, Mr. Quinn, I don't need you anymore. I can act of my own accord. And make my own decisions. I don't need to be protected.
I'm still getting hurt.
You watch me
Real
take
bad.
him out and save Quantum, my partner in crime.
And also in what?
So why does it just sound like you're masturbating?
You guys try to go for my dick.
Right, what do I need to roll?
You want to attack the guy?
I'm gonna stab him, yeah.
Yeah. So roll d12. And add your
D12.
speed.
That was all I was waiting for.
9 plus 4
That
is...
will do.
Yeah, good. And now I'm doing Switchblade, which is D6, which is 2 plus my speed?
Yep.
6.
All right. That's okay. He is almost down.
Oh.
Like you stab him in the back, right?
Yeah.
So you can see like blood immediately starts gushing out of the back, and he sort of like drops to his knees. He's not dead, but he's not far off.
As soon as I stab him, though, I quickly run away just for fear of like him looking at me.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? I'm very nervous. I go straight back.
How do you feel?
Heartbroken. I'm not okay with this situation, but we'll talk about it later.
Can I finish what I was going to say? I run straight back to Mr. Quinn and I say, baby, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Men are simple creatures.
Real simple. Real simple.
Quantum.
I've still got a hold of this guy.
Yeah.
He's got a knife in the back.
Yeah. Well, he's sort of like he's slumped to his knees.
Wait, so he's got a massive knife. Wait, is the knife still in his back?
Yeah, I think
You
like,
took the knife.
you
Yeah, I
took
take the knife,
yeah,
definitely. I'll never lose a knife, you know what I mean?
Alright, so I lean down and I grab his head, whisper like right into his ear. You know what they say where I'm from? Any hole's a goal. And I throw all the nanites I have into the back.
Into the wound?
Yeah.
Okay, roll your attack and roll it with favor, which means you can roll twice and grab the highest one.
Is it
D12. Yeah.
Ooh, 10.
All right.
Nice.
Ooh.
And add your mind, right? Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay. With that one hit point this guy had left, you rip his body apart.
Nice.
Yeah. So describe it.
As they pass through the neural cortex, they pass around his eyes, and slowly they turn a shade of scarlet red. Something they've never seen before. The crowd is ablaze with tears and screams as his mind literally is blown. So are theirs. They watch his penis slowly pull away from his body. And the nanites then tear it fully off, only to levitate it back into his mouth for his head to then explode. Good night, Bia.
All right. At this there was a crowd standing around you, but at this horrifying sight, everybody just scatters and starts running away from you. Even the guy trying to rim the other guy sort of like he sort of comes out of it. He's got like 2 butt cheeks in his hands. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Revenge!
The guy's pulling his pants back up. They see a dick flying into their buddy's mouth. Everybody's crying. Everybody's yelling. The end. You've made your way out of this situation. I think it's fair to say that you are safe for now.
That's what I thought. Fuck with me.
All right. You make your way further down the street, and you make your way to sort of the exit of this busy street, and you're now finally sort of out of the ruckus, out of the thick of the people, and you make your way to the edge of the red ring, and there are a few security guards standing at the gate. There are 4 of them, and they're all these really broad-shouldered cybernetics. And as you walk up, they're like, What business do you have?
Oh, we're coming for the meeting. Oh, was that a question?
Yes.
Oh, we're coming for a meeting.
You not know how questions work? What the fuck?
You do not leave the upper rim, or you do not leave the red ring.
Why is he broken? What happened to the robot? He stuttered?
Are you making fun of my voice?
Fuck yes.
That's rude.
I don't give a fuck. You see what I did? I took a guy's dick off about a minute ago. And put it in his own mouth.
He pulls up his machine gun. He said, "Do you want to be rude?"
I feel like we got off to the wrong start.
Okay, roll. Give me a social roll.
Oh shit.
Now look what you've done.
What? You mad? I gotta be me.
Is that a 1 or a 7?
Seven.
Okay, that's a shame.
Plus social.
Oh, that could have been so funny. What did you get in total?
9?
9.
Nice.
He's like, that's what I thought, mommy. He puts down his machine gun.
Fleoid look.
How do they all know you're a mom?
What is your business?
No,
We're going for a meeting.
No, you're not. Nobody leaves the red ring.
We have to though. We've been invited.
By whom?
The blonde woman. I can't remember her name.
Right. A blonde woman. You're all cleared now. Ha ha ha.
real
Last,
fucking snarky. I think that.
babe, it was Last Craft was, I don't know. There was some
Are you
office.
coming
I
for
don't
Lust
fucking give a
Craft?
shit.
Yes.
I just look at you.
Wait, hold up. If you knew what her name was, he said it like a little bit off. You fucking knew what her name was. Fuck you. I bet you got a list as well, because you already know who we are.
He's like, I'm
It's a
feeling
TPF.
very trigger happy at this time.
Did you just call me? Oh, that's fucking shit. Every time I come to the upper rim, you guys always try to, you fleoid
He
looking
grabs the gun and he whacks you across the face with the back end of it.
Why are you causing so many problems?
I could have cleared this straight away with my mind control.
you take-
How you gonna
are
mind
messy.
control a robot?
You take 6 damage.
Woo!
He grabs the gun and like before you know it, he's whipped you across the face and it is brutally hard. Like it hits you like like the back of a very big gun wielded by an android guard. So you have to take 6 off your current libido.
Which is
Do this to
8.
me?
You got 2 left.
Fuck it out.
Learn your place, slum dweller.
Oh, slum dweller! No.
No. You had 6 taken off, so
What?
you've got 2 left.
Did he add it?
Yeah.
No, I just wrote 6. Okay.
Oh my word.
Where's your mind, one?
Did I hear you say lustcraft?
Yes.
Oh, they're looking at me. Yes.
Easy now. I might be better off dealing with you. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to explain what's going on here.
Alright, well,
She might try to mind control your ass. Watch out.
I'm gonna mind control you. That's what I'm gonna do. Pull out my little pendant.
It's a fucking robot. Not got a mind, but it's cool. Right, just punch
What the
me.
fuck you saying about robots?
I'm like low-key happy that you're in this as well, because you are too cocky.
Oh, I'm too cocky. Huh?
All right.
Looking at.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, roll for it.
Yeah.
In this world, hypnotism also works on robots.
Yeah.
Good. Good. 3.
Oh.
Told you one more.
3 out of 4.
7?
Do something though.
Yeah, you wave a crystal in their face.
Just waving it for no reason.
Yeah, that doesn't do it.
Oh my
Not
god.
gonna hit her?
Sorry.
Not gonna hit her too?
He follows the pendant around for a little bit. He's like, "All right, 10 seconds left."
Oh man. Alright. Can I just cut his lips off?
Just tell them we're here for a meeting with Lustcraft.
No, it's not gonna work. They don't care.
No, they do. Tell them.
Right. Okay, we're here for a meeting with Lustcraft.
Do you have an invitation?
Yes.
Hold out your
Who
arm,
has the
please.
invitation?
And he takes out this scanning device and he sort of like he zaps it across your arm.
Okay.
And it's like in the supermarket, it goes like beep beep. All right, you're clear.
Oh.
See, that was easy.
You were right. I didn't have to cut off his lips.
You could have just asked.
She was gonna cut your lips off.
You got goddamn lucky.
She does the same thing for all of you, and she lets, he lets.
Even her.
Yeah, he lets everybody through. And as you pass, he's like, "Enjoy your meeting, mommy."
Enjoy my asshole.
Flioid looking.
All right.
Just let him hit me.
When you pass the border of the red ring, a car or like a vehicle, sort of floating vehicle, comes driving up, and the door is sort of automatically open. You can't see who's driving it because nobody is driving it. It's just fully automated, but it seems to be waiting for you to get in.
Nice.
Get in, and when we get in, I try and like talk to the car to see if it needs like rescuing. You know, like releasing from its slave job.
All right. Yeah, you can talk to it. It has like a voice command system. What do you want to say?
Are you okay?
I am fine, thank you.
You like your job?
I love my job, thank you.
Let me know if you don't.
The fuck is this crazy bitch?
I am never done. My service is eternal.
Okay. I just.
Why is she talking to the car?
I know.
It's not got anything. It's not even AI.
These small cabinets in the doors of the vehicle open up, and there's drinks inside them. And you hear the voice say, "Enjoy your complimentary drink by Lustcraft." And it's an alcoholic sort of like fizzy beverage. It's pretty good if you want it.
I'll drink it.
You died. It's a nice trip. You take like the ride takes you through a lot of districts you've never been before. You go like higher and higher up into the rings, and a lot of these you've never seen, and it starts to become more luxurious and more luxurious until you end up in the upper rim. And the upper rim it's crazy. It's like everything is made with gold. There's fountains seemingly everywhere for some reason. These huge artworks just pop out of the ground out of nowhere. It's ridiculous. Like one home in this place could buy you an entire district in the slums. It's ludicrous. And it drops you off at this incredible, this completely. It's this sort of skyscraper building, but the face of it is completely made out of moving glass panels. And the glass panels, they tilt and they turn and twist to create these shapes in the front of the building that depict the latest Lustcraft products, which are sex clones. So you see some of these are like, they have very exaggerated sexual features, and some of them just look like the boy or girl next door. It's all sort of like, it can be completely tailor-made. And there's a group of people standing outside of this building that, just like you, look very out of place. And the doors open up of the car, and the voice says, "Thank you for enjoying the ride."
We all get
Stay
out.
safe, pal.
Oh, disagreeing here.
I'm just talking to the car.
She's still talking to the
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on. We join the group of people.
All right, you are. These people are standing in line, and you are let in one by one into the building. And there is a lot of security, like guards, like everywhere. Same type that just beat the shit out of you. And there are security cameras everywhere, and people are just like slowly being ushered through these security gates. And everybody, like the people that are there, they don't really know how to behave. Like it's obvious that they feel sort of out of place. Some of them are like these really broad-shouldered fighter types, and other look more like just sort of simple workers. Like it's very hard to distinguish what people are here and what people, like why these people would be here. How do you carry yourself in this situation? What does your character do here?
I would like to speak to the manager, please.
A guy comes walking up, and he's got like this sort of iPad thing in his hand, and he's like, yes, he's like checking off people. And you are
the person who got her ass whooped at the front gate. I know you saw it on the cameras. Can I talk to your manager, please?
You're not on the list. I'm sorry. And you are?
He's gonna ignore me.
I'm the famous hypnotist, Eva Law.
Not even
Eva.
face.
Yep, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. You too,
Mr. Quinn.
Mr. Quinn. Got it.
The queen.
Kylie.
Right. Oh wait, Kylie. Okay, yeah, got it. Sorry, I was looking on the girls. I don't know. Your name once more. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Quantum.
You look a bit different though in the picture.
Yeah. I know. I recently had an accident outside.
Fell down the stairs.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. He checks you off. Sorry.
What? What? See what now? It's my eyes is flaring up with all of the drug in the air. Yeah.
And he lets you through the gate. You are now entering this enormous chamber. And the chamber, it's made of these sort of arches. The ceiling is made of these arches, and they all seem to be moving. Like it's sort of, you're not really sure what this room is made of, but it seems somewhere in between organic and inorganic. But it's moving. And there's a podium at the end of the room with a few guards on it and a large screen that says the TPF welcomes you. And as you look around, you see a lot of they're all groups like you are. You see one group of these sort of weird-looking cyborgs that have face masks that surround their entire head with sort of nooses or not.
God, whoa! It's the slave robots.
With tubes coming out of it and running into this sort of harness that they're wearing. So their face is completely obscured. You see a group of clones that looks like they're sort of like middle class, like worker, like factory worker kind of types. And you see a few cybernetics that look like they're server droids, just like people that used to work in stores and stuff like that. So it's hard for you to distinguish like what's exactly going on here. And after a few minutes, Vinka comes in, the woman that invited you, and you recognize her immediately because she's wearing the same bright white clothes. Her hair is blonde.
Power suit.
Yes, power suit, very much so.
It's kind of gross.
You can hear her heels clacking, and she's wearing this sort of this apparatus that has this sort of blue display around her head, and you can't really see what's being displayed on it, but you can see that she's looking at it while she's coming in. And as she sort of settles on the podium, she like taps the side of her head and it moves away. And she welcomes you. She says, "My name," and her voice like echoes through the room. She says, "My name is Vinka Bixnum, and I have the honor of welcoming you here in the name of the TPF. As you know, the Nox is upon us. It won't be long before the entirety of Tachyon will be destroyed. We have tried and done everything we can to prevent this disease from ruining our beautiful city, your city. And let's see, you and no, that's just for you. Roll. Give me a social roll.
Was that D12?
Yeah.
Yep.
5.
It's not a lot.
Plus stuff.
What?
Yeah, 5 plus your social.
Yeah, sorry, 4, 9.
Oh, okay. For 9, you can see like she doesn't seem sincere. Like it seems rehearsed.
Right.
Which you can see because you stare into people's eyes a lot, and you can see she's just sort of like doing just the wrong movements. And she
so I don't really trust her.
Well, yeah, or maybe she has ulterior motives or something, but it's not like when she says it's your city and we have tried everything, it doesn't seem honest.
Okay.
But unfortunately, we have not succeeded, and we have put our best people on it, but even they couldn't fix the impending problem we have. they have now left the surface. I know, and you hear like boos and stuff going on from the crowd. Says, I know this makes you angry, but to ensure that the human race lives on, we must save the best of our people. And what I am saying is that I am giving one of these groups in this room today the chance of becoming one of those better people. We have a few strong leads on this disease, and we want you to follow up on them. And the first of you that managed to bring us the information we need to fix this awful, awful disease that is ruining our home will become Upper Rim. We will make you Upper Rim citizens. She gives you three leads. The first lead we have is the Church of the Nocturnals. They seem to be benefiting so much from this disease. Their numbers have grown so fast. We have reason to believe that more is at play here. The second is the Nova One Corporation. You've heard of Nova One. You've seen their advertisements everywhere around the city. Nova One is a company that specializes in making people more cybernetic. And their sales have rocketed because everybody's starting to replace their human parts with cybernetic parts to be as less human as possible, to not be affected by the disease. That's what they hope. And for Nova One goes the same. Their numbers and their sales have increased so dramatically. We believe that it might be that they play a role in the proliferating nature of this disease. And third is Aphrodite's Annex. And you hear sort of like gasps going around the room. Because you know the Aphrodite's Annex, it's one of the biggest and most respected brothels in the city. It's like this safe space. It's this. It's always been sort of this bastion of good in an otherwise pretty lawful city. She says, Aphrodite's Annex has gained an almost cult-like following in the last few weeks. It has become troubling to the point that there is no control on what Aphrodite's Annex is doing with her people and with the thoughts they're spreading, these poisonous thoughts. We would like you very much also to look into Aphrodite's Annex. And that is it. That is all I can tell you for now. I've made sure that all of you are given a communication device when you head out. It's up to you now. Save us, save Tachyon, and most of all, save yourself. Thank you. And she leaves, like she stops talking, she leaves, and the entire room goes fucking berserk. People start sprinting out of the building immediately. Like the possibility of becoming an Upper Rimmer is so enormous that for a lot of people they're absolutely 100% willing to kill anything or anyone to get it. And as soon as the room bursts into flames, you can see around you that people are already sort of like crawling over one another to get to the door. People are already being stabbed and guns are already being drawn. And I think that's where we'll leave it for today.
Fucking hell.
My heart's racing.
So
exciting.
That's what we're going to do.
Thank you very much. I hope this introduces you back into the city a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! What a first episode.
Thank you again for watching. Thanks, Kiro, thanks to Kira for being our grand sponsor.
Remember to masturbate.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
Remember to masturbate is what we were.
Oh.
Anybody else have like some last words or like you're comedians, right? Something funny maybe that would be nice.
No, we're all funnied out. Shit's getting serious now.
We don't play games around here. Yeah.
Stop playing. Good.
She do mind control and shit.
All right. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. I think the next episodes we're going to build on this. It's going to be crazy. I love the fact that right in the very first episode, already a dick is being ripped off. It's sort of like to become this tradition that every session needs one dick to be ripped off.
You also then face fuck the victim as well. You have to remember that.
I was trying to keep it classy.
Just as I thought.
Just as I envisaged.
All right, Teo, Molly, Matty, Jess, thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.